dear students for Science Grade 11, St. Peter's College, Colombo 4, Nigambu branch. Today I am going to discuss with you human body systems. Under human body systems, we discuss about the human alimentary canal and the human respiration. Today, under biological processes of the human body, I would like to discuss about the human excretion. Before we discuss about the human excretion, we'll see the location or the residence of the kidney. The kidneys are located at the upper abdominal cavity and they are sitting opposite to each other, either side of the spine. And especially the right kidney is lower than the left because of the location or the accommodation of the liver. So this is the location of the kidney, and if we consider the size of the kidney, the length is about 13 centimeters and the width about 6 centimeters. What is the excretion? The shortest definition is the removal of the metabolic waste products from your body. Before we discuss further on the human excretory system, I would like to find the meanings of these three words: anabolism, catabolism and the metabolism. Anabolism means synthesis of complex compounds from the simple compounds. From this method, we produce energy and store energy in the mitochondria. Under catabolism, breakdown of complex compounds and convert them to simple compounds. Under this method, energy or the adenosine triphosphate, or we call ATP, is released. Third one, metabolism. We can take the summation of anabolism and the catabolism as the metabolism. Form of excretions. Under form of excretions, you can take exhaled air, the air you give out in your expiration, and urine and sweat. The excretory organ for the exhaled air, your lungs, then for the urine, the kidneys, and sweat, your skin. And these are the content of each excretory forms. If we consider the exhaled air, it has carbon dioxide, water vapor, urine, urea, uric acid, salts as well as water. And in sweat, urea, uric acid, sodium chloride and water. Under the human urinary system, we'll find what are the main parts of the human urinary system. Here are the two kidneys, left and right. Here you can see a tube arising from the kidney, and two tubes are like this. Here, one is from the left, the other one is from the right, and they are opening to this bag. This is known as the ureters. So there are two ureters, and the ureters are opening to the bladder. Bladder is an expandable bag. It has the ability to store urine for some times. Then opening of the bladder is urethra. And here you can find some blood vessels are leaving from the kidney and some are entering to the kidney. The blood vessel which leaves from your kidney is known as the renal vein. The blood vessel which enters to your kidney is known as the renal artery. The renal vein has the blood with impurities. Renal artery has blood with more oxygen. This is the systemic artery. This renal artery is arising from the systemic artery. This is a branch of the aorta. Now here you can see the renal vein is opening, renal vein is leaving out from your kidney with the oxygenated blood. It enters to the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava is a blood vessel with impurities and it enters to your heart for the purification. These are the main parts of the human urinary system. Now I am going to discuss the longitudinal section of the human kidney. Human kidney is a bean-shaped structure, like a bean seed. Now, outermost part of the kidney is known as the capsule, the outermost cover. Inner to the outermost cover, you will find some pyramid-like structures. Here you can see I have selected one pyramid here. These structures are located inner to the capsule. In this pyramid, there are two regions, light region and the darker region. The light region is known as the cortex and the darker region is known as the medulla. In this pyramid, a special structure is located. It is the functional unit of the kidney, or we call kidney nephron. You will find millions of nephrons in a kidney. These are the functional unit of the kidney. The function of this unit is filtration of blood and formation of urine. So, accordingly, cortex is there. Inner to the cortex, medulla. This is the functional unit we call the nephron. This ash color region is known as the pelvis region, and ureter is arising from the pelvis region. Here you can see two blood vessels. One is the renal vein. The renal vein is leaving from your kidney with bad blood or blood with carbon dioxide and other impurities. Renal artery enters your kidney with oxygenated blood. What is the kidney nephron? Kidney nephron is the functional unit of the kidney, or we can call kidney tubule. This is the structure of the kidney nephron. Like this, there are millions of nephrons in a kidney. Now we'll discuss about the main parts of the this functional unit or the kidney nephron. Right. Here you can see a cup-like structure. It is known as the Bowman's capsule. The inner of the Bowman capsule is lined with a thin epithelial layer, that is to facilitate the filtration process. And here you can find after the Bowman's capsule a coiled area. This is known as the proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule. Then you can find the tube comes down. This arm is known as the descending limb. Descending limb curving and form the loop of Henle. And it is going forward as the ascending limb. Again the ascending limb is coiled here. It is known as the distal convoluted tubule. Distal convoluted tubule. It is opening to a duct. This duct is known as the collecting duct. It collects urine. Now here you can see branches. These are the places to connect the other nephrons. I told you there are millions of nephrons in a kidney. All of them are opening to this collecting duct. Right. Now here you can see around the loop of Henle there is a denser network of capillaries. Blood capillaries are there around the loop of Henle. Here this is the renal artery which enters to the Bowman's capsule. So we call this as the afferent arteriole. This is known as the afferent arteriole, which enters to the Bowman's capsule. After it enters to the Bowman's capsule, further divides and make a denser network of capillaries. This denser network of capillaries is known as the glomerulus, and it leaves from the Bowman's capsule as the efferent arteriole. Afferent arteriole enter into the Bowman's capsule, further divides and make the glomerulus, and leaving from the Bowman's capsule as the efferent arteriole. If we compare the diameters of the afferent arteriole and the efferent arteriole, the diameter of the afferent arteriole is greater than the efferent arteriole. These are the main parts of the functional unit of the kidney. Now we'll discuss about the process of urine formation. There are 3 steps: ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption. Selected components are reabsorbing, and secretion. Unwanted things are secreted. Right. And the ultrafiltration process is happening in the Bowman's capsule. This is the blood vessel which enters to the Bowman's capsule to make a denser network of capillaries. We call that denser network of capillaries as the glomerulus. Afferent arteriole, then here the efferent arteriole. Now you compare the diameters of them. The afferent arteriole has the greater diameter than the efferent arteriole. Therefore, the blood pressure in the glomerulus is very high. Right. Each afferent arteriole enters into each Bowman's capsule, where they further divides and form the denser network of capillaries. We call it as the glomerulus. The glomerulus is having high blood pressure. The diameter of the efferent arteriole is small. Afferent arteriole has the greater diameter. Blood gets filtered through this Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule has a cover line with a thin epithelial layer to facilitate the filtration process. From this filtration process, except the blood plasma and the blood cells, these things will filter through the Bowman's capsule. We call this as the glomerular filtrate. The glomerular filtrate contains glucose, amino acid, vitamins, some medicines, various ions and hormones. This content is known as the glomerular filtrate. Content of the glomerular filtrate, as I told you, water, glucose, amino acid, vitamins, medicines, various ions, hormones, as well as urea. The composition of this glomerular filtrate equals to the blood plasma. And remember, no plasma proteins and blood cells flow through this glomerular filtrate. What is the selective reabsorption? When glomerular filtrate moves along the nephron, some selected components are reabsorbed into the blood capillaries. You can remember there was a network of capillaries around the loop of Henle. It has the ability to select and reabsorb some important components from the filtrate. This is the selective reabsorption. We'll use a diagram for the more explanation. Before I take the diagram, we'll see the content of the glomerular filtrate. It has water, glucose, amino acids, vitamins, medicine, various ions, hormones and urea. Now we'll discuss what is the selective reabsorption. Selected components are reabsorbed to the blood stream or the network of capillaries around the loop of Henle. This process is known as the selective reabsorption. Now I'm going to use a diagram to explain more on the selective reabsorption. Now here, afferent arteriole which enters to the Bowman's capsule make the denser network of capillaries there to form the glomerulus, and this is the efferent arteriole. Here you can see the denser network of capillaries around the loop of Henle. This is the glomerular filtrate which passes from the Bowman's capsule through this tube, and it flows down like this. While it flows down, some selected components are reabsorbed to the bloodstream. They are 90% of water, glucose 100%. If glucose passes with urine, then that person is suffering from diabetes. Minerals reabsorb into the blood, some amount of urea and amino acid, also vitamins. These are the selected components reabsorbed to the bloodstream. Now after reabsorbing these things to the bloodstream, we call it the content of this tube is known as the urine. The volume of the glomerular filtrate formed during 1 minute equals to 120 cubic centimeters. This is the amount of urine produced in 1 minute. 95% of the glomerular filtrate reabsorb when it moves around the nephron. 95% is a percentage reabsorb, selective reabsorption. Then 100% of glucose, as I told you, should be reabsorbed. If the person is healthy, 100% of glucose is reabsorbed to the bloodstream. Right. Under selective reabsorption, especially the proximal convoluted tubule has the ability to absorb 85% of these components from the glomerular filtrate. That is the important point of this explanation here. Right. The last step is the secretion. Some materials in the blood capillaries are associated with the nephron are give out to the urine. That is the secretion. Unwanted things are giving back to the glomerular filtrate. Now the glomerular filtrate has the urine. Hydrogen ions, this is the content. These are the things present in the glomerular filtrate or in urine. Hydrogen ions, potassium ions, ammonium ions, creatinine, vitamins and some medicines, especially vitamin B. Right. This is the summary of the three processes: ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption and secretion. Here you can see afferent arteriole enters and make the glomerulus, and leaving from the Bowman's capsule as the efferent arteriole. They have different diameters. This is the glomerulus, glomerular filtration. Blood filters through this and form the filtration here, glomerular filtrate. This is the ultrafiltration, F for ultrafiltration. Then under selective reabsorption, some selected components are reabsorbed to the blood network of capillaries around the loop of Henle. R for the selective reabsorption. It is more in the proximal convoluted tubule. Then under secretion, some unwanted things are secreting back to the glomerular filtrate or urine, and the urine flows through this tube up to the collecting duct, the yellow color part for the urine. This is the summary for the three processes under the formation of urine. Right. Even here the same explanation. I have used a separate diagram for this. Green color arrow shows the ultrafiltration, glomerular, and ultrafiltration here from the glomerular filtrate. It flows down. While the glomerular filtrate flows down, selective reabsorption from this light blue color arrow. Selected components are reabsorbed into the bloodstream. Then from the dark purple one, secretion. Some unwanted things are diverted to the glomerular filtrate or to urine. Right. Now we'll see what happens to the urine formed. Urine released into the pelvis region, here the pelvis region, and then to the ureters. From ureters to the expandable bag, temporary storage, we call the bladder. From the bladder to urethra, we can pass urine. Now we'll discuss about the composition of urine. The water content is very high, it's about 96%, salts 0.2%, urea same amount, uric acid and creatinine a negligible amount, or we can call trace amounts. This is the composition of urine. Now finally we will discuss about the diseases and disorders associated with the human excretory system. First I am going to talk about the renal failure, failures of your kidney, weakening of kidney and unable to do the filtration process by the nephron. Right, reasons for these microbial infections, heavy metals like mercury, arsenic, and some medicines and carbon tetrachloride. Symptoms are edema condition, accumulation of excess fluid. This is the edema condition, and blood pressure due to accumulation of water and salt. Blood pressure becomes change in the blood pressure here, and pH value also decreasing, reduction of the pH value due to accumulation of urea and other excretory materials. They are harmful for the body. And remedial methods, immediate medical treatments are required here. Delayed treatments may cause for the acute renal failure. It occurs within 8 to 14 days. If you don't go for the medical treatments, then the particular person may be subjected for the acute renal failure. And solutions are dialysis or we have to go for a kidney transplantation. Then nephritis, this is the condition of swollen kidney. The kidney becomes swollen. Reason due to some toxic substances and UTI, urinary tract infections. Affects damage to the glomerulus and uriniferous tubules, the tubes which urine flow, and the volume of the blood flow through it reduces because of the failures of the kidney nephron. And amount of urine formed also reducing, and waste material because of this unsuccessful filtration, some waste materials will remain in our body. And this disease, because of this disease, there can be passing of proteins with urine, filtration of blood. Remedial method for this, immediate medical treatments. And the last one is kidney and bladder calciury, or we call kidney stones. This is due to the formation of calcium oxalate crystals in your kidneys or in bladder. The condition, calcium oxalate crystals in kidney and bladder. Reasons, postponing of urination. And symptoms are stones block the ureters, and because of this there can be a terrible or an unbearable pain. Remedy for this, laser treatment is suitable for this. We call this method as a lithotripsy technology. I hope you all enjoyed with the lesson. Have a blessed day. Thank you very much.